Okay everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're back on GT7 and we're back with a video about one of the dirtiest and stupidest drivers I think I've seen on Gran Turismo 7, and I think you will agree with me here. So let me know in the comments if you've met worse or what, but this guy was an absolute idiot. I think it's pretty clear to say. So we're starting from the back of the grid on the American servers. We like doing this. Our connection's pretty good. You can see it there. We have pretty decent connection, even though we're racing on the American server, because we've got pretty strong broadband. So yeah, we don't get that much lag actually, especially since they've improved the servers a little bit for daily racing. But we noticed a comment at the start of the stream from Firefly in P3 that mentioned about yeah, go back to your server or something like that. But I like doing this. You know, I get to race with other people from my channel who subscribe, and we have some good battles. Sometimes it's a little bit chaotic, sometimes it's great. Like yesterday we had unbelievable racing with people from our stream on these daily races. It was so enjoyable. I absolutely loved it. However, this race was a little bit different. As we start straight away, we have a little bit of a hit there. I don't think he even realised I was on the inside. So going a little bit cautious into the braking zone here. We see a lot of cars going inside. We go to the right hand side. We get hit a little bit there with the contact. We decide to just cut the corner, because if you ever get a little bit of contact right before a corner, sometimes you can get away without getting a penalty. As you can see there, no penalty for the corner cut because I got hit from the car behind us there. The orange car clipped us into the corner, so we get away with that. So gained a few positions with that chaos. Coming through the second Lesmo, and you can see again, everyone seems to have got their through there reasonably okay. Not much chaos going on this lap. Now we've got the Brazilian driver in front of us. We're going to give him a bump draft and try and work with him to get past P12. So we go up the inside there, a little bit of bump drafting, works out quite nice. Nice space given by the driver on the right hand side, gives us plenty of space, and we're through that corner. However, in front of us we've got a lot of chaos going on. We can see a car ghosted, another car with a half-second penalty, a car outside to the wide. With Daddy there rejoins. A little bit erratic there. We just have to avoid him. I don't think it was deliberate. He just obviously was rejoining the track without looking. So luckily we get away with that with the ghosting system, and we're up to P7 already. A little bit of a crazy start into the final corner, and we're right behind P5 and P6. So yeah, a brilliant start to the race. A lot of positions gained. This is very often the case when you drive on the American servers. The first lap can be quite chaotic. However, like I say, last night the driving standards were amazing, and hopefully that signs that things are getting a lot better on Gran Turismo 7 with the driving standards on the US server, because honestly I think it was some of the most fun driving I've had on the game. So don't base this lobby and what you're about to see here just on the American servers, because this type of driving happens on every server in every type of lobby. It's not something that's just unique to the American server. It can happen on any lobby that you're in, so always remember that there is still great drivers on every region in this game. So you see we've managed to get ourselves up to P5 already, and improved from obviously back 16th on the grid to P5. So a brilliant start to the race, and now we've got a nice bit of clean air. So as we're coming through here, you can see we're greeted with another car that's made a mistake, and that has jumped us up to P4. So in a good position so far. We're not even 2 laps into the race, and we're almost in a podium position. So we're going to work our way through the Ascari chicane, take it nice and smooth, and you can see we've got quite a few seconds to gain now on the podium. So we're going to skip through quite a few laps there to lap 4, and we managed to catch up to P3. You can see we're right behind the skyline there, the silhouette skyline. And yeah, this car in front of us is really quick in the final gear. I think it's 5 gears this car has, and it's really quick in the final gear. However, each gear shift is very slow with the car because it's so old. It will work really well at tracks like Le Mans, but for this track it was great. I think for time trial in the race it was quite easy to actually overtake because of its acceleration in lower gears, and it'll be the same in like Bathurst for example this week. It just got really low down power in terms of gear changes. It just loses so much. So you're going to see even the Supra gaining there, but then in this point now you're going to see how fast this car is. Watch this car on the left hand side, the silhouette, come back at us. So we've overtook it, but now watch, we stay to the right because I am aware of what's about to happen, because this car, once it gets going at this speed range, once it's at 170, is unbelievably fast. It's going to go all the way around the outside there, out accelerating without the slipstream, and he's going to go back up the inside. Now we're going to try and hang it around the outside though, because I know I can brake later in the Supra. So down to second gear, down to first gear, we hold the outside line, and unfortunately there's a bit of contact there, and the white has been slightly pinged off the track. But we're going to watch that in slow motion again. You can see we're on the outside. I think we're almost dead level with him, so we've earned the space to the corner, and I just think he doesn't really, I don't think he's aware we're there. We obviously got to start turning in because we can't cut over the corner. We're trying to make sure that we give him space, and you can see as we're trying to line up the corner. There's a tiny bit of contact there, plenty of space. He could have gone a little bit wider, and it's just a bit of ping. We actually even cut the corner here to try and give him extra space. You can see we go over the curb to try and give him extra space, and still, yeah, I don't think there was much we could do there. I think we gave him plenty of space and a little bit of a ping off the track, but he manages to keep on the track, just a bit on the gravel, and he keeps going. So yeah, unfortunate for Dwight, but I don't think there was much we could do in that situation. I think it was a fair move. We had the outside line, and which then gave us the inside to the second part, and we've had plenty of moves like that in other races that have worked quite well. So now skipping ahead to lap 6, and we're now behind Firefly. Now this is the driver that we had a lot of issues with, chat. So you're about to witness one of the biggest idiots, I think, in Gran Turismo 7, because drivers like this, in my perspective, shouldn't be playing the game, because they're obviously a little bit bitter or something. You know, I have no explanation for why they do stuff, because they ruin the racing for not just themselves, for other drivers in the races. You're about to witness now. So we get in the slipstream to P2, and we go for a move thinking all's okay. He goes to squeeze us, and then suddenly he just shoves us into the barrier for no reason at all, and pushes us in the barrier there, and that's going to lose us a little bit of time. But luckily for us, we didn't spin, and we keep going. So we're still in P3, so we just got to catch him back up there, which won't take quite long because his pace wasn't particularly amazing. So shouldn't take too long to catch him back up as we work our way through the first chicane. You can see a little bit shocked at this stage, but this was done on a live stream, so you can see my live reaction. It'll be on one of the streams at Monza on the American account, so check that one out. But yeah, took us a few laps, caught him back up there in P8, and now we've just got to try and figure out. Now, one thing I didn't want to do was retaliate and take him out, because then that's just going to provoke him even more. Just decided to see if we can find the way past without getting wiped out. So we're behind him now. We're getting a nice run out of the second Lesmo and working our way into the Ascari chicanes. Possibly we might be able to go for a move into the Ascari. So picking up the slipstream behind him. I have a little look up the inside here, but I decided it's not worth it. I could have quite easily have gone up the inside there, squeezed him off into the gravel and gone through, but I thought, do you know what, we'll be the better person. We're not going to do that. We're going to carry on and see if we can find a way past him cleanly or safely. So back into the slipstream and working our way on the straight now. You can see we're picking up the slipstream. He's got the slipstream to P1, so it's going to be very difficult to really get a massive pull on this straight, but we might be able to do it. He goes very deep into the corner, a very unusual line into that corner. I'm not sure if he thought I was going to lunge it up the inside there, but now we've got the slipstream, and he's obviously going to follow the slipstream to P1. So I expected him to try and take me out again here. So you're going to see I try and go for something to avoid him. So I'll go to the left, and he just a little bit of contact there, but we actually get past him, and you can see he's going to give us some space, and yeah, we get past without much of an issue there. So I was a bit baffled at that stage what was going on. I was thinking, has he just let us through? I wasn't too sure what was going on, but yeah, working our way into the first chicane, and you're going to see, look in the mirror behind us, he's deliberately let us through to wipe us out, and he also wipes out the Brazilian, which was totally unprovoked, because that Brazilian, again, had done nothing wrong to him. He tried to cut the chicane as well at the end, but luckily he got ghosted, and he actually gifted me P1 by doing that. So we ended up in P1 from the back of the grid, and he had engine damage, and now we're just running away with it. So thank you, Firefly, for gifting me the win there, because that made it actually a little bit easier for us to take the win. So let's have a little look at that again. You can watch the onboard of him, and you can see I expected this to come. So watch my reactions. I try and turn to the left, and it might have actually saved me a little bit, because I turn to the left. That then causes him to hit the Brazilian, and then he cuts the corner because of it and gets reset. He's got massive engine damage. We don't have engine damage, and he's also got a 2-second penalty. So personally, I think he deserves more than a 2-second for that. I would have been giving him at least 5 seconds for that incident. But the penalty system seems a bit strange on this game. But yeah, we managed to come away with that into the lead now. We've got a bit of damage on the rear of the car, which is repaired now. And now from this point, it's a fairly easy win. So we take the win in this race. However, we're going to go again, and we're going to come across Firefly again, and he's still intent on ruining our race. So yeah, at the end of this race, we take P1. Great result. Kind of thankful to Firefly in the way, because he made it a lot easier for us by being an absolute idiot. So we're going to go to the next race, and let's see what happens in this one. And I'm sure this is where it gets a little bit too much, personally, I think. We see we join the race, and Firefly is back in the race. So again, going from the start, expecting a little bit of chaos at the start. So this time starting from P15 on the grid. Again, in the Supra we are, and we're trying to see if we can work our way to the front. But again, we knew Firefly was, and we've seen him lose a position straight away. So I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe he's deliberately falling back here to try and take us out. So this is going to be very, very interesting what happens, because I don't see any other reason why you'd lose a position at the start of the race other than deliberately letting people through. So we got the inside here, we take a position, then we get a bit of a bump draft there, and we end up going up the inside of P13, which puts us up a position. Now we brake nice and early, however we get hit again in the braking zone. Again, a little bit of chaos going on, but luckily again, because of the contact from behind, we're able to go over the corner apex and cut it a little bit without any loss. We just get a bit of dirty tyres. Now unfortunately though, we now have Firefly right in front of us, and this is the guy that clearly has issues, because again on the straight he's going to do something very silly here. He completely brake checks us on the straight, and that spins us and 360s us. But do you know what, I know at this point we've got the pace to catch him up again, so we're not going to give up, we're going to carry on. It drops us back down to P14, which at this point of the race isn't the worst in all honesty, because yeah, you can see it again here, he completely slams on, and the worst part of this is no penalty. So PD, if you ever watch this video, then please, for stuff like that, we obviously like the penalty system not to be too severe, but when someone is brake checking to that extent on a straight like that, I think that's an instant 5-second penalty. But unfortunately he got away with that one. However, working our way through the corner again, and we can see Firefly is back in front of us, and we're going to be getting the slipstream. So again, we're going to have to be very cautious what to do here. We get the slipstream off P12, we're going to follow P12 and give him a bump draft, and we instantly go to the right. I thought I was going to give him a bump draft, but then I thought, hang on, he's going to probably try and push me into the barrier. So I go to the right hand side of the track. Luckily I don't spin there, and we now got Firefly 2 cars behind, so he's behind the car that's directly behind me, and I expect to be taken out again in the braking zone. So we're waiting for it. We see him come in, try and avoid him, and yeah, he just completely goes into the back of the car. So again, he's going to get reset behind us there. You can see this time he has got a 5-second penalty, so the penalty system actually working for a change on that one. He deliberately tried to take us out. Now this is all affecting his DR and SR, because you lose DR, you lose SR, too many of these races and you'll get D-ranked massively. So at this point I was quite happy to let him do this, because if he ends up getting D-ranked because he wants to take me out all the time, as you see, he tries to take us out again but misses. Not even the best at doing that, that's the thing, he missed it on that one. But yeah, if he's going to try and do this all the time, it will D-rank him and get him out of these lobbies for the rest of the American drivers to enjoy racing. So at the end of the day, I don't care about this American account. If it loses a bit of DR, I can get that back pretty easy. As again, he goes for another ram and he picks up another penalty. So that is going to be him out of this race, because he's just got about a 10-second penalty or something like that. And we just got to get going, ignore what he's doing. I'm not going to retaliate. I'm just going to keep back on the track, because I know after this race he's very unlikely to be in the same lobby. So again, onto the straight, he's going to take a massive penalty, and he actually tries to block us when he's ghosted. So he doesn't really know the game very well, because look, he tries to block us, but yeah, you're ghosted, mate. You've got a 7 seconds worth of penalty still to get rid of. You are going nowhere. But yeah, that is what we came across on the American servers. In my opinion, one of the dirtiest drivers I've ever come across on Gran Turismo. Let me know your thoughts. Is he up there with the likes of Kimi and Momo's back in his prime? Momo's now is a much better driver, and Kimi I haven't seen in a very long time. But we managed to carry on. We didn't give up in this race. We pushed on, tried to get back into the top 10, and you can see we're sat here now in P11 behind the Brazilian. We're going to try and get a slipstream behind him and see if we can work our way up into the top 10, which looks like we're going to do. Go to the left hand side, and like I say, it was only that one driver on this server. The majority of other people in this race were driving really well, and that's what's really frustrating. It only takes one driver in a racing game to ruin the fun for nearly everyone involved. So it's a shame, but don't base that opinion, don't base what you're seeing here on what all the American servers are like, because I've had some amazing races with the American drivers, the American server drivers, the Brazilians, the Americans, Mexicans. We've had some brilliant fun with them. Last night was one of them occasions when the racing was so respectful, side by sides, and it doesn't matter that some of them aren't up to pace as much. That is irrelevant. The fact is, I'd rather race someone who's slow but respectful than someone who's fast than dirty, and I think that's the case for most people. You can see Brazilian behind us, giving us a little bump draft there. I think he didn't want to go past. I think he was just playing it safe, and we're up into P9 in this race. So managed to get ourselves back into P9. We got P8 in front of us, so we actually gained positions. We started P15, so 6 positions up. Not the worst situations. We're fast forwarding through the 2 Lesmo corners onto the Ascari chicane. You can see that we're gaining a little bit on the car in front, but we're not gaining enough, and we're going to take a P9. So not the worst situation, but again, What a shame that we came across a driver like Firefly. I mean, it does highlight that these drivers exist, so hopefully PD can do something about it. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about this guy. I mean, we've been told that we're allowed to race on the American servers. I've had confirmation from directly from PD that that's no issue at all. So obviously you're not allowed to do it for the competition esports stuff, which we respect. But yeah, I enjoy driving on these American servers, and I think the American server, the people that are racing on there, enjoy us going over there and racing with us. It's great to race with different people, but this guy clearly had an issue, and yeah, I don't think it's our problem. That I think it's his problem, and hopefully he'll resolve them in the future. Thanks again for watching, everyone. I'll be back with more videos and streams in the future. Thanks again for watching.